guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will be doing a brow tutorial, so if you want to see how I got these brows, then stay tuned. I didn't film this makeup tutorial in this video, but I did film it in another video, so be on the lookout for that just in case you guys were wondering and wanted to see how I got this look. But as far as the brows, stay tuned. To my channel, guys. Today we'll be doing our brow tutorial. So to start off our tutorial, I have two options that you can use. They're both pomades, but one is inexpensive and one is expensive depending on your price range. So for the inexpensive, we have the Salon Perfect pomade, and you can pick this up from Walmart. This is in the shade dark brown. I think Walmart carries two, maybe three shades. I know one of them is dark brown. That's the kind that I get. I think it is a medium brown and then maybe a blonde. Also for my expensive, depending on your price range, expensive side, I have the Anastasia dip brow pomade, and this is also in the shade dark brown. So we're gonna be using those two today. I usually use a pencil, but my pencil has gotten really low, so I need to go pick up another one. So once I go pick up another pencil, then I'll do an updated brow tutorial using that. But so we're gonna start off, and today I'm gonna use my Anastasia dip brow pomade. Rules to having good brows as far as filling them in. Sorry, I had hair in my spoolie. So rules to good brows and having the perfect looking brow when you're trying to fill them in. And this is also good tips for beginners. You want to make sure that your brow is either waxed or tweezed or threaded, whichever you like to do. You just want to make sure that your eyebrows are clean, they look pretty good. You can have like a few sparse hairs, but you don't want to have bushy brows and try to fill them in, because that makes everything much harder. So to start off, you just want to take your spoolie. This is an old pencil that I don't even use anymore, but it has a spoolie at the end. You can also buy brushes with spoolies at the end, you know, depends, but I just use this. So I'm going to just brush up my brows and make sure they're all in place. I actually just plucked my brows this morning before the video. I actually need to go get a wax, but you know, until that time, I'll just pluck away. So now you want to take your pomade. This is my Anastasia pomade. This is what it looks like. And you also want to take an angled brush. This is my Wet n Wild angled brush. I like to use it. I get it at Dollar Tree for $1. If your Dollar Tree doesn't sell it, then I know for a fact like Walmart, CVS, Target maybe has Wet n Wild products, so you can buy the brushes there. So you just want to dip into your pomade. And everybody does their brows different. This is just the way that I do mine, and it works for me. As you watch multiple videos and see different techniques, you'll eventually find out which way works for you. But I just want to start off with lining my bottom. And as far as lining my bottom and my top, I always start right here. So I always start right in that area. Sorry guys, I'm looking down at my mirror. But I always start right here in this area at the top and the bottom, because you don't want a harsh line in the front, because the front is supposed to be soft, faded, kind of like your natural brow. So I don't directly start in the front. I always start at the little bit behind the front, and you just draw a line and you follow your natural arch. Now, as far as some people just draw their eyebrows on because they may be like really sparse or may not have none at all, so they can kind of really define how they want their eyebrow to look. But me, I kind of have full brows, so I just go with my natural arch. So once you line the bottom, you also want to go ahead and line the top. And you can do small strokes, you can do one big stroke, whichever feels comfortable to you. I like to do small strokes just because I feel like it gives me more control. So now you have the top and the bottom lined. So now what I do is, instead of going to get more product and putting it on your brush, what I like to do is just take my brush and whatever's left and kind of just fade it in. And you can drag some of the product that you have right here, because you see it's really, really harsh. You can just drag it up and fade it in, just so you won't have too much product right now. And like I said, you can always go back and add, but I just like to start out with a little, especially pomades. They can get a little bit out of hand and get real messy real quick. So like I said, I didn't add any more product. I'm just taking the product that I have left on my brush and the product that's already on my brow and kind of just brushing it through and spreading it out. Now that you have that part done, you want to go in, take just a tiny bit on your brush, and in the front I just do flicking motions, light flicking motions, and I just do them random, and it starts to fill in your brow some, but doesn't make it too heavy. And you just want to do a couple of flicking motions till it look like it's lightly filled in. And in the front you can kind of do these kind of motions a little bit and just kind of lightly fill in that line and add a little product, because like I say, it gives you that soft kind of effect in the front. And that's pretty much it for the brow as far as the filling in part. If you feel like it may feel a little cakey, or if you feel like you did too much, you just go back in with your spoolie and just brush the product through, and that kind of take some of the product out and spread it around, and you know, just rake through it so it doesn't feel as cakey. So once you have that part done, comes the concealer. I'm going to go in with my LA Pro Girl concealer, and this is in the shade Warm Honey. You want it to be a flat brush if you can. The light is kind of bright, but this is just my Wet n Wild brush. I can't remember the name on it, and they don't have the name on it, but it's just I think it's the flat concealer brush actually. So you want to go in with your brush, and I only like to put concealer on one side of my brush, so I just dip it in a little bit. You don't want to pick up a lot of concealer because that can get overwhelming too, so just a tad bit. And then what you want to do is you want to basically go up under your brow and clean it up. So it's basically like outlining the line that you already made and just making sure that everything is sharp and crisp. So what I like to do is go right below my brow, and I like to take my time with this part because you can easily mess it up. And like I said, you can just go back and fill it in, but you know, you just want to make sure that you're taking your time with this part and getting those lines as crisp and as clean as possible. And you literally just follow the arch of your brow. So you just clean it up. Just cleaning to make sure that the lines are crisp and clean. Like that. And then to help make sure my brows are even, because we're going to also go back and do our other brow, I just kind of like to drag that concealer line on out right in here. So when you do this side, you can just kind of, it's like tracing them. And you just make sure that they're even. So once I feel like that I've cleaned this side up enough, I just drag that, pull that concealer on down. So you see how crisp and how clean that concealer made it. And like I said, if you mess up in the beginning part of doing your eyebrows and it looks messy and stuff, don't worry about it, because concealer is the cleanup. That's what it's used for, to clean the brows up. So they don't have to be spot on perfect when you're filling them in. So now we're going to go back and do our second brow, and we're going to do exactly what we did on the first one. You want to start not exactly at the front, but kind of far back. And I like to take my pinky and hold it near my eye, and that just kind of helps balance my hand so it's not really shaky. It gives you some stability. So I just get my hand balanced to where I like it, and then draw the bottom line. And like I said, we're just following the arch of our brows that's already in place, like that. And you'll realize too, and I've learned this with not only myself, but some of my other clients, that one of your eyebrows do sit higher than the other. And a little saying in the beauty community is eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So they won't be spot on perfect, but they'll be, you can get them close enough perfect. So this is my low eyebrow. So when I draw my arch on this one, I do kind of have to put it up a little bit higher than I would with this one, just because I want this one to match this one. So at the top, I kind of start a little bit back, and like I said, I do small strokes, but once I get up to here, I just take that arch a little bit higher and then follow back down with it. Right here, like I said, your brow doesn't have to be perfect when you're filling it in, just because that's what concealer is for. So now we're going to go back with our flat brush, put a little bit of concealer on one side of that brush, and we're going to go clean up. So we're going to follow this guideline that we've already made right here in the front. We just connect. Now that we have that part done, both bottoms, we are going to, I have a baby wipe right here. I'm just going to clean off my brush, or you can take a second brush, whichever you feel. But I'm cleaning off my concealer brush that I use. Just clean it off as good as it'll get. And then with cleaning up the top part of my brow, I like to go in with foundation instead of concealer, because my concealer that I use to clean up below my brow is usually a shade or 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, because I also use that concealer as an eyeshadow primer. And that just makes your colors pop more if it's a little bit lighter than your skin tone. So I don't want to put that above my brow, because like I said, then I'll have to use foundation and stuff up here, and it just makes it a little bit harder to like blend in and make look as seamless and as natural as possible. So instead of using concealer at the top of my brow, I just go in with a little bit of my foundation, and I just put on the back of my hand like I did the concealer. And the foundation I'm used to clean up the top of my brows is my favorite at the moment. It's the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. So that's also a drugstore alternative. You can go pick that up from Ulta, or you can order it off their website. So I'm just going to go in, put the foundation on one side of my brush, and just slowly clean up the top of my brows. And like I said, I just follow the natural arch that I already have. I don't really try to alter it a little. So you just want to take that the foundation, and just clean up the top of your brow. And like I said, you just want to take your time with this and not speed through it. And just drag it on down and make them meet. And this is basically your brow. And like I said, you kind of want to make that guideline right here so you can match up the other eyebrow. And this is basically our first brow completed. See? Simple. Straight to the point. Like I said, my brows need to be waxed, so that's why they look a little on the thicker side. But I've always had thick eyebrows, so even when I fill them in, they come out thick. So then you just want to follow that line on across. And then clean up this side like you did the other side. And like I said, right here is where I can fix my arch that I made to make it, you know, look really well. And you just drag it to match the other side. And now my brows, to me, they look pretty much even. I probably could take this side down a tad bit, just so it isn't up as high. And then, honestly, this is pretty much it. So what you want to do now, like I said, if you, I usually, since I do foundation and concealer to clean up my brows, I usually just go back in with foundation and put it all over my face, or depending on what makeup look I'm going that day, I'll go in with my eyeshadow. But you just want to go ahead and blend in your Thank you guys for watching my brow tutorial. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you won't miss when I drop a new video. But thank you guys for watching. Comment down below any videos that you would like to see next.